Hey, what's up everybody? Sorry, I know it's been ages again since I've had videos on a regular basis, and I do really miss it. I hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to make videos regularly again. I know I've been saying that for several months, but hopefully this time I should be able to within like a month or so. Again, I do keep in the loop. I know what's going on in this whole superhero world. But I do want to weigh in on a more recent thing, even though it's kind of late to make a video about it, but still. It's going to be a topic for a long time, so I might as well just talk about it anyway. And that is Ben Affleck / Batman. Sad topic, I know. Unfortunately, we did get a confirmation from Ben Affleck that he's not going to be Batman in the solo Batman movie. And honestly, even with all the back and forth that we've had over the past couple of years of he's going to be Batman, he's not going to be Batman, he is, he isn't, I really never thought that this day would come. And, you know, it's really, really upsetting. It's disappointing. I did not want him to be recast. I don't want him to be recast. And someone had made the point, well, you know, just because he's not going to be in the solo movie doesn't mean we're not going to see him in any more, like, team-up DCEU movies. Which I guess is kind of a valid point, but at the same time, I think that would probably just make things more complicated. Like, there's no reason to have two different people playing Batman in this shared universe. And I know that they're not trying to completely do things the same way as Marvel and have like this continuity and this whole, you know, like where one person's solo movie affects another movie and so on. But I still think that would be a stretch. And even though they're going for a younger Batman now in the Batman solo movie, I still think that would be kind of a stretch because that wasn't the original plan. And the whole, like, Ben Affleck agreed to take this role when Zack Snyder offered it to him, pitched it to him, because of the vision they had for Batman's character in this universe. And obviously that wasn't a Batman that's in his, or a Bruce Wayne that's in his 20s, 30s, you know? He's more seasoned, he's been around for a while, etc. And personally, I feel like no matter whose decision it was for him to leave this role, whether it was his decision, Warner Brothers, whoever, I still feel like regardless, the root of it is Warner Brothers and what happened with Justice League, in my opinion. That's not in a story anywhere, that's just what I think. Because obviously he was gonna do the Batman solo movie. He was going to be like everything, writer, producer, director, star, you know, and then it kind of started like decreasing of how much he was going to actually be involved. And then he was just going to be in the movie and kind of, you know, work on the script with Matt Reeves and stuff like that. So I was fine with that, but I just wanted him to be in the movie. Like, I didn't want him to be recast, regardless of whether or not he was going to write, produce, direct, whatever, you know, so I feel like after what happened with Justice League, it kind of just went downhill from there. That's just my opinion. So it's really unfortunate that that happened because of that. And that was obviously Warner Brothers' fault, the whole mess with Justice League. So again, this is just my opinion, but that's how I see it. And I just, like, even if they pick someone who I like as an actor, I don't know who I would be really satisfied with to replace him. I can't think of anybody. Like, okay, the more recent rumors, which there's going to be rumors until we actually get a confirmation on who's been cast, but recently there's been Robert Pattinson, Armie Hammer. Fans of both, but I still can't say that I would be happy or satisfied with either one of them. Robert Pattinson, I can maybe see him as like a young Bruce Wayne, but not as a Batman. And Armie Hammer, I think I could maybe see him as both, but again, I wouldn't be completely satisfied with it. It'd be like, okay, that's cool, but it's just going to be really hard, I think, for those of us who love Ben Affleck as Batman and who didn't want him to be recast for anything, and it, you know, it's just going to be really hard to get us on board with whoever they choose. Not saying that we don't want to see it or that we're not going to be, interested in it, but it's just going to be, it's going to be a hurdle, I feel like, no matter who they choose. And personally, I don't think that they're going to pick someone who's not recognizable. I think they're going to have to choose someone who's very recognizable, who's popular, just because of that. Because there are so many people who love Ben Affleck in this role and who don't want someone else to play him in a solo movie. Like, how much were we looking forward to seeing him in a Batman solo movie? Right? Like, we couldn't wait for that. And now that it's not going to happen with him, they have to choose someone who's very popular. I'm sorry. That's how I think. Because how are you going to pick someone, like, okay, to be honest, I didn't really know who Henry Cavill was or Gal Gadot. Well, I know who she was. I knew that she was in Fast and the Furious, but I didn't recognize her by name when they first revealed that she was going to play her. But then once they said she was in Fast and Furious, I recognized her, but they weren't. Henry Cavill, I know he was in Immortals and he was in The Tudors, but Ben Affleck was probably the most widely known out of those three main characters before he got cast as Batman. The other ones, it kind of launched them into a bigger, sphere, I guess you could say, in their career than Ben Affleck. He was already, been out there for years. But I feel like they're going to have to pick someone who's very widely known, because a lot of people just don't want to see anyone else play him. And I think it'd be even more difficult to get people on board if they choose someone who's not very well known. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. So, I don't know. It's really disappointing. And unfortunately, like, I really, really hope that the same thing doesn't happen with Henry Cavill, because they've put him on the back burner as far as another Superman solo film for a long time now. And he got so botched in Justice League that it's just like, oh my God, I don't know how they're going to come back from that. I think, and like Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder, and Henry Cavill have all gone on to do Netflix projects since Justice League. And I feel like that's probably not a coincidence, Yes, Zack Snyder is still involved in producing, like he produced Aquaman and stuff like that, but I feel like it's not a coincidence that they've moved on to that since Justice League. And obviously that doesn't mean that they still can't do, DC movies, but they've just kind of thrown Superman to the side and decided to focus on these other characters. And I just really hope it doesn't happen with him, because that will be like extremely frustrating. And I feel like the more they do things like this, Warner Brothers, they're just going to continue to lose their fan base. And I don't know. It's really sad that Zack Snyder gave them this awesome origin to start with Man of Steel. And they've kind of just taken it for granted, and they haven't listened to the fans as much as I think they should. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just wanted to weigh in on that, since it's probably the most significant thing that's happened recently in the DC cinematic universe. I know there's other things going on, but that's what I've probably been like the most into, I guess you could say, or whatever, paying the most attention to. And I don't know. Hopefully they choose someone that a lot of people will be happy with, but like I said, I think it's going to be difficult. Especially because there's been so many Batmans. And now that we finally had this whole like shared universe, we finally got someone who is going to seem like our favorite. Besides, of course, the original, but I don't know. Michael Keaton. Sorry, I had a blank on his name for a second. Besides Michael Keaton. It's going to be a tough one, I think, for them, for sure. Even if the script is great, and even if the movie's great, it's going to be like, oh, it was a really good Batman movie, but it just wasn't the same without Ben Affleck. And I feel like that's how a lot of us fans are going to feel if they choose someone that a lot of us are happy with, or satisfied with, at the least. oh, it was a good Batman movie, but it would have been so awesome with Ben Affleck. I feel like that's how we're going to feel about it, you know? But I just wanted to weigh in on that. And if there's anyone you can think of that you might be somewhat satisfied with to play in the Batman solo movie, let me know in the comments. And just sad and disappointed for all of us Batfleck fans out there. But hopefully I'll be able to make videos again soon, like I said. And I still, like I said, tweet about things if I can't make a video about it, and I'm still staying in the loop. So hope everyone's doing good out there. And thanks for watching, guys. See you sometime next time in the near future. Bye.